everyone. If you ask me, my next guest, Alias, is Hunk. Please welcome Bradley Cooper, everybody. Alias Hunk. Great joke, boy. Great joke. Thank you, Bradley, for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Zach.
Alias is such a big hit. You started in New York, struggling.
I did.
Did you ever imagine that you'd be on my show that's been canceled?
This guy is so incompetent.
No.
How did you start? You started in New York, right?
I did. I started out in New York, sort of moved there because I wanted to just pursue acting, and I wanted to go to school for it. So I was doing like a master's degree program there, and
NYU?
At the Actors Studio at the New School.
Okay, not as good as NYU. Keep going.
Not.
Looks like I'm gonna have to carry the rest of this interview myself.
No, it's not as good. You're right.
This is going great. This guy loves me. He really does. He really, really, really does. So tell us about that. I like to hear about when actors. I like to hear about their struggling days.
I struggled, man.
How so?
Well, I was a doorman. And like my first night there, right? My first night, I was so excited because you had to, it was such like this minimalistic hotel, and there were like these beautiful candles, and they were like, you know, like there's the guy that's been working there a while. He's like, I'm gonna give you a little tip. He's like, you know, keep a pack of matches in your pocket because when the door opens, you know, it goes out, and then if the manager's walking by, you want to make sure the candles are lit. I'm like, oh, thanks, dude, no problem. The candles go out like every second. Right. Like every time the door opens. Like the first hour, I'm like, got the thing, and I'm like, oh, I got that. And I'm like, hey, I'm like trying to take the guy's bag up, and I'm like, just hold on one second. I'm like lighting the candles, and I'm like dropping the matches.
So you're doing that for like 8 hours or something? Like
yeah, till like 8 in the morning. And crazy stuff.
Well, it's good if someone farted.
A fart joke? You know, somehow I'm not surprised.
That was a great fart joke. You hosted a show called Extreme Treks. What was that
in
on?
a Wild World. What was it on?
Well, yeah, what was it on? Like,
what was on the Travel Channel?
Uh-huh.
And it was Travel Channel. Yeah.
Woo, that Travel Channel.
I know what a whale's breath is like.
How so? Because when you mean treks, you mean like traveling. You mean like backpacking, that kind of trek.
I mean like crazy, like, you know, sleep in a tent for 3 weeks, dig a hole, bring a shovel.
How do you know what a whale's breath smells like?
I was sea kayaking in British Columbia.
Let's make this interview more exciting. Why don't you insult me, then dry hump my belt buckle?
Okay, why not?
And the whole I've never done anything. Like I grew up in like kind of a suburb of Philadelphia, and I like faked my way onto the show, basically probably like how you did this thing. And like, what? Well, that was wrong. That was, come here. It's cool. Is that weird? Is that weird? Is that weird?
That was the funniest dry hump ever done, Bradley.
Should not be canceled. Should not be canceled.
Yeah, with stuff like that. So anyway, this trek thing, like you can beat what you just did. This trek show. Let's talk about it.
I'm lost.
Just keep going. Who cares? Who gives a shit? The show's canceled.
The show was,
Doesn't really matter. Yeah.
It was like basically.
So, well, what else do you want to talk about? Okay. All right. How'd you get the job on Alias? How'd you get it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, great. Okay. Who cares? Hey, let's talk about whales.
Oh, so we were sea kayaking with orca whales. That was sort of the project, and we were there for like 4 days, and we didn't see any whales. I was like, dude, we do not have a show here, because like basically it was like, all right, now I'm gonna go out. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's when they come. And then you got to me like sea kayaking in kelp, because when you're at sea kayak, the water's here, so you're like in the water, and like this whale was literally like where you were. It went. And I was sorry, and I was like, oh my God, and it was like, oh, and then all of a sudden it was the worst smell, like, and like it was like my, you know, like Indiana Jones when the faces melt. That was like,
right.
I was like, because I was so happy we saw it. I was like calling the camera like, hey, it's oh my God. It was like, and the smell, and then the guy's like, yeah, the fish are in there for like 3 weeks. And I was like, right,
just rotting.
Yeah, just rotting. Yeah.
Well, listen, I would like to thank Bradley Cooper for stopping by. By the way, I want to just do a little plug.
Okay.
Bradley's, and I want to keep this in here. Bradley's in a very, very good movie called Wet Hot American Summer.
Great movie.
That is so funny. He's also in Alias, which is on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on ABC. Thanks. It was fun hanging out with Mr. Cooper.
Thanks, Abby.
Another great voiceover skit in the can. Thank you, Bradley Cooper. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Get it? Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I got you.
A fart joke? You know, somehow I'm not surprised.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. It's writing like that got us canceled.